Commander Vextrail's 4 eyes traced the curve of the blue-green marble hanging in the void. Necroverse 117. A death world, he whispered, feeling a cold dread that High Admiral Zulter casually dismissed as cowardice. A single battalion will suffice, Zulter had declared, condemning 20,000 of Vextrail's finest warriors to a footnote in a flawed intelligence report. The loss of 3 recon drones? Malfunction. Premonition ignored. A cautionary tale written in the stars before a single soldier had died. They descended like fallen gods. 20 ships blazing through an atmosphere Zulter promised was tolerable. Vextrail had insisted on every upgrade. Enhanced filters, reinforced armor, maximum munitions. This is overkill, Captain Rexnav grumbled. It's not their spears I fear, Vextrail countered. It's everything else. Their chosen landing zone, a continent the natives called Australia, was a crimson furnace that immediately strained life support. The vast, silent emptiness should have been their first clue. The silence broke not with battle, but with screams. Nature itself rose against them, a force of pure, unthinking lethality. Soldiers were eviscerated by lightning-fast jumping creatures, paralyzed by unseen venom, dragged beneath collapsing earth. Leech-like organisms attached to their necks while monstrous reptiles snatched them from the water's edge. This wasn't a battle. It was a feeding. Captain Rexnav, plasma rifle blazing, finally understood Vextrail's fear. Then came the human. One man, weathered, Mick. He approached the shattered perimeter not with fear, but with amused pity. Let me get this straight, he drawled, sipping a strange brew. You came all this way to invade. And you started with Australia. He laughed, a sound that echoed the universe's cruel joke. He spoke of saltwater crocodiles and box jellyfish, of mythical drop bears waiting in the summer to boil invaders in their own armor. Reports from other continents confirmed the same deadly masterpiece. Drop ships crushed by aquatic leviathans, ambushed by striped felines in Bengal, undone by parasites in contaminated water. 6 hours in, 3,000 soldiers were gone, casualties of a war against life itself. Earth will kill you, Mick said, his humor gone. It was not a threat, it was a diagnosis. Vextrail's request for extraction was met with Zulter's cold denial. Failure is not an option. But when another soldier fell to a venom-spurred platypus, Vextrail made his choice. Survive, he told Rexnav, overriding the High Admiral. Evacuation was chaos. A flash flood, a wall of churning brown water, claimed another 1,000 souls. Of 20 ships, only Vextrail's, wounded and haunted by ghosts, managed to limp back to the flagship. Awaiting him was Zulter, fury a mask over his mandibles. You have failed, the High Admiral hissed. No, Vextrail retorted, voice raw with grief and rage. The Council failed us. They sent us to die. Alarms blared. Contaminant breach. Earth had hitched a ride. Its microorganisms bloomed in the ship's filtration systems. Before the Galactic Council, Vextrail presented harrowing evidence. Zulter's arrogance, the destroyed drones, the merciless planet. Then he introduced his star witness, Mick. Unimpressed by the galactic spectacle, Mick offered a simple announcement. If you're thinking of coming back, don't. I'm trying to save your lives. He recounted the blue-ringed octopuses with venom with no antidote. Poison frogs and pions that turned brains to sponge. Mick spoke not as a warrior, but as a survivor of a world that relentlessly punishes the unprepared. Council members, beings of immense power, visibly recoiled. The final proof came from the flagship itself. A terrestrial fungus quarantined entire decks. Alien bacteria induced hallucinations. A pregnant huntsman spider unleashed hundreds of offspring, sparking ship-wide panic. The verdict was swift. Earth, a Class X death world, under permanent galaxy-wide quarantine. As Vextrail prepared the shuttle to return Mick home, a strange respect had formed. Why do you stay? The commander asked. Because it's home, mate, Mick replied, warmth in his eyes. For all its dangers, it's beautiful. Vextrail, now the reluctant warden of the Forbidden Solar System, deployed warning beacons, but added a personal amendment to the official decree. Earth, home to 8 billion survivors. Respect them. Months later, a crude signal pierced the silence of his monitoring station. Mick, with some university folk, had reverse-engineered a beacon. He spoke of the invasion not with malice, but with a proposal that stunned Vextrail. Trade, an exchange of resources for knowledge, conducted safely from orbit. Vextrail looked at the deadly, beautiful world on his screen. The council would call it madness. He thought of the 17,000 dead, and of the stubborn, impossible species that thrived where his elite soldiers perished. He sent a reply hurtling toward Earth. Message received. Friend. Stand by. And for the first time in a long while, Vextrail felt it. Hope. Perhaps from the ashes of catastrophic failure, two civilizations could learn to coexist, separated by the deadliest planet in the galaxy, yet connected by respect forged in survival.